This Instagram account gained 36,000 followers in the past couple weeks. As you can see, it's a guy who I've been helping to grow his account. He gained 20,000 followers within just 2 weeks, and about a week later, he's now at 36,000 followers. And so in this video, I'm going to show you the exact process of how he was able to do this so that you can copy it for yourself. And if you stick around, I'm going to show you the plan of how we aim to monetize this account so we can make a ton of money from it. Now, real quick, if you don't know who I am, my name is Mark Line. I do faceless Instagram automation. This is one of the Instagram pages that I run right now, and I monetize it so effectively to be able to buy my dream car at age 17. And so we'll get right into it, right? So what was the plan for this account? So the account's username is Buy Potentials, and the plan for this account was to create an account in the looks maxing niche. Now, I say this to people all the time. One of the most important things in Instagram automation is your niche, because it's make or break. If you pick the wrong niche, it's impossible to make money from it almost. If you pick the right niche, you can make an insane amount of money, right? Like, for example, if you pick the niche where you're posting memes on your account, it's impossible to monetize a page like that, even if you get a ton of views, right? And so it's very important to pick the right niche. And there's two main criteria. The niche has to have viral potential. So we knew that the looks maxing niche here, when we were starting out, okay, this is going to have viral potential. Why? Because looks maxing can literally relate to every guy, right? Like, if you asked any man in the entire world, would you like to be more attractive? He would say yes. Obviously, you'd want to be more attractive, right? So we knew it related to a lot of people, and so it had a ton of viral potential. And then secondly, we knew that we could monetize it very well, right? And so you want to think about, like, okay, is this a page which I can monetize? A meme page, you can't monetize. You have nothing you can offer your audience. With a looks maxing niche, we could offer so much. We could sell, we could affiliate and sell other people's products for them, like physical products, like, eyebrow shavers and, jaw trainers, things like that. We knew that in the looks maxing niche, we could offer guides, like, guides on how to mew, on how to fix your hair, get a good haircut, guides on how to get a good physique. There's so much we could do here in the looks maxing niche in terms of how we can monetize it. And if you stick around, it's very interesting the way which we've set it up to monetize. Like, it's insane what we've done. So just stick around so I can show you that. So now let's actually take a look at the account, right? So we're going to hop over to Instagram here, and I'm going to show you the actual account. Before I do that though, why am I showing you an Imangachi thing? I just want to say this video is not going to be an Imangachi video where it's like a 10-minute video and it's like, the top 5 habits that made me a millionaire. It's not going to have any flashy edits or, anything like that. So if you have a short attention span, you want to go watch an Imangachi video that's going to waste your time. You're not going to actually have anything practical to do after it. Go waste your time on an Imangachi video. If you want some actual raw education, no flashy edits, this is going to show you exactly what to do, step by step, and exactly how we did it, then stick around in this video, right? Again, don't be part of the 99% who have a short attention span. So now let's hop over to Instagram and I'll show you it. By the way, if you can't tell, I'm not a big fan of Imangachi. He scammed me in the past. So, but here's the account, right? And you can see the account, it's already gaining crazy followers. Like the screenshot I showed you earlier, I took like yesterday morning, and we're already up like 1,000 show followers from there. And if you look at his account, right, his first ever post, it was his first ever post 4 weeks ago, right? I think he made like maybe 1 or 2 posts before this, but he archived it. But you get the point, right? His first post was only 4 weeks ago. And then you look at it right here later, only in 4 weeks. Well, technically 3 weeks because he hasn't been posting consistently recently, 37,000 followers. So, and if you look at the videos are doing very well, even from the start, right? 4,000 views on your first ever reel, 5,000, 4,000, 5,000, 7,000, 6,000, 7,000. Very, very good start, right? And if you look at it just a few posts later, now he's getting 250,000, 400,000, 200,000, 300,000, 30,000, 80,000. So he's doing very, very good with the content here in terms of how many views he's getting and how many followers he's getting from those views, right? So what was the strategy when we started off? Well, obviously now in our videos, and I'll show you what an average video looks like nowadays, right? So this is just an average video, before finding the inner light theory. Like I said, it's about looks maxing. So the video is showing a transformation of someone and saying before finding this theory. And then you see here, after 3 weeks, right? Read the caption. Don't worry, I'm not going to sell you a course. So we're not selling a course directly to something, but we are promoting something which will make us money. So now with our posts, we are promoting something. But when we first started out, we didn't promote anything in our first couple posts, right? When we first started out, we weren't really promoting anything at all. So you see here, first post is just like a regular kind of meme post. Do you think she would reject you if you look like this and it's just a video of an attractive guy? Right? Here, side effective, maxilla exercise. Not really promoting anything. Again, just another meme. Not really promoting anything, right? Another meme. not really promoting anything. And you'll see here, these ones here are all kind of memes. This one here is also like another meme. So we're not really promoting anything necessarily in the first couple posts. Now, why are we doing that? Well, because I've seen this with a lot of accounts. They make their first ever post and they go straight into promoting something. Now, there's two reasons why you shouldn't do that. The first reason why we didn't do that is because, first of all, you do want to have some followers to actually promote to, right? Like, yes, there is an aspect of it. People say, like, you need to build a following in order to then promote to these guys. And that's somewhat true. Not really, though, right? It's very different on Instagram compared to other platforms because you're making short-form content. The main reason we did that is because when you create a new Instagram account, we're like, okay, we need to warm this up. Because I've done this in the past, right? When I've created new accounts, and I make my first ever post, you make the first post and it gets like 5 views, or maybe it gets like 9 views, or maybe it gets 0 views. The reason it's doing that, because your first post should get at least like 50 to 100 views, so you know it's not shadow banned, is because if you create a post and your first ever post or your first like couple posts are just all promoting, you haven't taken any time to warm up your account, and so Instagram may think that you're a bot or you're not posting like good content, right? And so they won't push you very much. And the nice thing about Instagram, by the way, is you can just check your account. It shows you whether or not they're shadow banning you. But the point was, our first couple posts were just some regular memes, also to kind of find a content style to see if this would be a good page to run with long term. And so, boom. We started picking up views, and we're like, okay, this is something serious that we could go with, right? And so eventually the views just got more and more and more, right? Now, don't take this as like, if you create your own account, like, okay, my first post didn't get 4,000 views, I give up now. Like, there's so many accounts I've helped with. Like, there's another account I'm helping now. He has 47,000 followers, but when he started out, his first posts were like 400 views, 200 views. For like 20 posts, he was just getting like 200 or 300 views, right? So don't take this as like, even if you're starting out slow, you can go over time. Some accounts blow up instantly though, or get very good views instantly. So we started posting content like this. Now, one of the main things which we're actually currently working on to improve in this account is video style. So a big thing when it comes to Instagram and the Instagram algorithm is finding a consistent video style, right? I found, now some of the accounts have done it well where they're posting all kinds of styles, but I really like going with a consistent video style, which works for you because it's just going to work again and again and again for you. So if you look at it, originally his account was kind of all over the place with the content style. So like it was content like this, and then next it was content like this, and then it was content like this. Didn't have like a very similar format or kind of look to his similar look across his starting videos, but over time we've gotten more and more similar, finding video styles which will work well for us, right? So more video styles, like maybe this one video style is very similar to this video style if you just look at it, right? It's a video with text over it, and those video styles are very similar to like this video style, right? Or very similar to maybe this video style, right? This video style is very similar to this one. So we're kind of finding that consistent style. Now, this just comes with time of posting more and more and more. And the way that you find a good video style for yourself, here's how you do it, right? Because a video style, and what do I mean by that? I mean, like, for example, you might have a style where it's, a meme format like this, kind of like the format and how it looks, a meme format with text over it. Another style might be, where the clip is formatted like this with text over on the top of it. This is also another video style, right? Maybe this one here is a different video style, right? So the format of like, does the video fill the whole screen? Is it somebody talking? Is it an AI voice? How long are the videos in general? That's what I mean when I say style. A video style, to just give you an example of how important that is, I remember, right? When I started promoting stuff on my page, Cobra Lessons page, the page with 300K followers now, when I first started promoting, my videos weren't getting crazy views. Like my average videos were getting like 2,000 to maybe 5,000 views. And you can look through my account, scroll back a couple months, you'll see it. So 2,000 to 5,000 views, not very much, right? Not very much at all. 2,000 to 5,000, it's good, but for an account which had a pretty good amount of followers, it wasn't crazy. And so what I did was I was trying out different content styles, trying different ones out, etc., etc. And then I started finding a content style which worked for me. I switched up my content style, and my videos went from my first ever video, not even exaggerating, my first ever video on that new content style, 1.1 million views. And take into consideration that my videos before that were getting like 2,000 to 3,000 views, 1.1 million views. The video after that, like 40,000 views. Video after that, like 150,000 views. Video after that, like 400K. Video after that, like 800K. Another video, 200,000. My videos went from getting 2, 3, maybe 4,000 views to getting 200, 300, 400,000 views on average, right? And sometimes when I post a video which doesn't perform well, because, you know, I'm human, I make mistakes on my account too. I make bad videos sometimes. Even my worst performing videos now, in that style, will get like at least 20 to 40,000 views at the minimum, right? That's like bare minimum. But you get the point. I switched up my content style. I went from on average getting like 2,000 views to on average getting like 200 or 300,000 views. Boom. Right? So how do we go about finding, and how are we doing it right now for this account, finding a good content style, right? What we're doing is we're making more posts, and right now, if you actually look at the posting frequency isn't insane, right? It's like 1 today, well, actually 2 today, I guess. 2, okay, so we're posting about like 1 or 2 per day right now, right? That's kind of like the format, how many we're doing. But we're going to scale up the posting more because we need some more numbers to work with to find a good content style, right? So you need to make like at least 100 posts to find a good style. Because, and by the way, you know, this is even something I struggle with. If you look at my page, I struggle with posting consistently because, you know, I'm still in high school. I have like wrestling practice after school, and I got all this other stuff. So I don't have much time. I'm pretty inconsistent. But you want to be consistent, post a good amount of videos, and that's what we're trying to do here. You can see we're kind of trying to scale up the posting frequency so we can get more posts going. And what we're doing is, once we have a bunch of posts, what we can do is like, so let's say, for example, we have 100 posts. Here's how you find the content style which will work for you and just blow up your account. You have 100 posts. You go through all your posts and you look at, okay, these were the top 10 performing posts, right? This is what we're going to do. We're going to do like a huge analysis. I'm going to do it with him soon, right? We're going to look, okay, here's the top 10 posts that performed well on the Buy Potentials account. What did all these 10 posts have in common, right? So what did all the top 10 posts on our account have in common? So maybe they all had the same kind of hook. Maybe they all had the same caption, all right? So maybe if they all had the same caption, we say, okay, or a lot of them had the same caption. Maybe we say, okay, in future videos, maybe we should use this caption more, right? Or this font or whatever kind of caption style. Maybe we look through it and we're like, okay, all of them had, you know, music in the background, right? Or a lot of them had music in the background. So in future videos, we're going to add audios in the background. Maybe out of our top 10 performing posts, they all had this in common. They all had this in common. Basically, you're just trying to find, okay, out of my best performing posts, what did they have in common? Because if they all had the same thing in common, those things probably led to them performing that well, right? Logical conclusion. And so if we then start to incorporate those things into our future posts, it's natural that our future posts and our future style is just going to do even better. By the way, if you have any questions throughout this video, leave a comment because I replied to all the questions in the comments. At least I try to reply to all of them. So leave a comment and I'll reply to your question. The second thing we'll do to find that video style is basically just the opposite of what we just did, right? Love the balloons, by the way. So the first thing we did was, right, we looked through our top 10 best reels and we said, what did they all have in common so we can do more of that? The next thing we do is we're going to look through our top 10 worst reels, right? So we're not only going to look at the best of what we should do, we're also going to look at the worst, and we're going to say, okay, these were the top 10 reels that did the worst for us. They got the worst views, the worst engagement, etc., right? And we're going to say, what did these top 10 worst ones have in common, right? So maybe the top 10 worst ones were using this caption style. So now we'll avoid that caption style. So, etc., right? With the examples I showed you earlier. So by doing this, we're looking at our best reels so we can do more of what made those reels go viral, and we're looking at our worst reels so we can look at what made those not perform well, and we can do less of that, right? So it's just logical, right? You're doing more of what's already worked for you, and you're removing what hasn't worked for you. So you're going to find a style, and as you do that, right? So maybe you're like, okay, all these top performing reels had this caption. Now your video styles, that style which you're kind of developing, has that caption. And so that's kind of how you develop a video style, by looking at what worked for you, and you put all of that into the video style, and what didn't work for you, and you don't do that in that new video style. And that's kind of how you get a new video style like that, right? So that's what we're doing with the Buy Potentials account right now, and this is why I say, like, it's already gained 37,000 followers. This account is just gonna explode once we find that video style, right? Once we put together that really good video style, it's going to explode even crazier than that, right? And so right now we're just focused on posting more and more posts to get some more volume so that we can get a good estimate for those video styles. So that's one of the things we're going to do to go even more viral on this account. The other thing which has led to the crazy success of this account is something which, if you watch my videos, you know I talk about this all the time when it comes to posting on Instagram. You have to understand something about the Instagram algorithm, right? Or just in general about short form content, right? Because a lot of people have the misconception because, you know, they, let me see, I could actually maybe make my screen bigger for you. Okay, that doesn't look good. Never mind. So let me know, by the way, if you liked how that screen looked, because maybe I'll do my future videos like that. But point is, though, a lot of people have this misconception when it comes to making content, that when it comes to making content, they have to come up with their, you know, own unique thing that nobody else is doing. They have to make it very unique to them. It has to be their own thing. And that is true with long-form content, right? So long-form content, like long-form YouTube videos, right, which are like the ones you're watching, the video you're watching right now, right? With long-form videos, right, if I just got on here and I started, for example, you know, holding my hand like this, and I shaved my head, and I was talking like Andrew Tate, like, you know, and you have to grind hard in the Matrix and escape the Matrix, that's what Instagram's going to do for you. If I started doing that, you're like, okay, this clown is just trying to copy Andrew Tate, right? And so obviously it doesn't work in long-form content. In long-form content like this, where especially when you're speaking on camera, and, you know, for example, you can hear the tone of my voice, right, and the kind of analogies I use, the way I move my hands, right, the style of my video, like I do a video where it's like my screen recorder and it shows my screen, right? When it's long-form content, yes, you do need to have your own original style. With short-form content, though, that all goes out the window. With short-form content is a game of do not reinvent the wheel, right? Short-form content is a game of looking at what's worked for other people and copying / repurposing that into your own account. So the main reason, which, I mean, it's so simple, right? A lot of people look for, like, you know, an Instagram algorithm hack. Like, I have to post at the right time, and I have to post the right amount per day, and I have to put these secret hashtags in my post. And, like, sure, maybe some of that stuff has an effect, yes, but all that stuff goes out in the window when it compares to the actual content you're posting. And so you need to just focus on just creating good content. Now you're like, okay, how do I create good content? You don't have to reinvent and create your own incredibly unique style. Look at what's worked for other people, repurpose, and basically just recreate their videos into yours, right? If they did well for someone else, they're almost guaranteed to work well for you, right? This is why, like, on my posts, even when, like, my worst performing reels still get pretty good, you know, engagement, pretty good views on my posts, right? Pretty decently, right? They may not go viral for you every time, but if you're posting 100 posts, you're going to have at least a few viral videos, right? So here's kind of like the strategy which we did for this account and the strategy which we're doing now. So we're in the looks maxing niche, right? We go into other accounts. So we go into the search bar. We look for other accounts. So we look for other looks maxing niche. Like, okay, we just search up looks maxing, for example, and we find other accounts similar to us, right? Other accounts posting, you know, the similar kind of content that we're posting. Other accounts in the looks maxing niche. So maybe this one, for example, right? Looks maxing niche there. 52,000 followers. Okay, pretty good, right? 52,000 followers. And so what we do is we go into his account, or we go into other looks maxing videos, and we take the most popular ones, and then we're going to repurpose them, right? So let's just, for example, we go into this account and we see, okay, 442 posts, 52,000 followers. He's in the looks maxing niche, posting very similar content to us, right? Then what we do is we go through his content and we look, okay, like with his content, on average, how many views is he getting, right? So if you look at his content, you see 25,000 views, 15,000 views on this video, 28,000, 15,000 on this video. This one has 45,000. This one has 26, 22, 20, 12,000 views. So we see that his average posts are getting about, let's say 20,000, 25,000 views, right? That's his average post. So if he makes a post and it gets 25,000 views, it doesn't necessarily mean that the video is a super good video. It's just an average video for him, average kind of post, right? He has those followers, so he's going to get a decent amount, right? Like if I post, for example, a video on my page and it gets 10,000 views, that's a very, very, very bad video for me. Didn't perform well at all. If you, for example, though, post a video on your page which only has 5 followers and you get 10,000 views, and it did very well for you. So you have to understand it's relative, right? So like if an account has a lot of followers and they get like a decent amount of views, it doesn't necessarily mean the video did well, right? What you want to do is you want to look at their average views, and then you want to look for videos which were outliers compared to their average views. So for example, like we said, average 20,000 views, boom. This video is gold, 1.7 million views. So compared to all his other videos, this video did very well. So we can tell this is a good video right here. This is what we do, right? We go into other Looks Maxing pages and we look at other videos. So okay, 1.7 million views, watch it. And when we look at a video like this, just think through it. What made this video go viral, right? Let's just watch a video real quick, right? Hopefully you can hear the audio. It's like a 5-second video. Okay, very simple. So the video has two parts to it, right? That's all the video has to it. Two parts. It has the first clip here. It has the clips, right? So it has the actual video itself, and then it has the text, right? Now ask yourself, what made this video go viral? The content of the video, right? Now the content of the video is not just the video of this guy, right? Because if you think about it, this is just a video of a random like ugly guy. I don't want to be like mean and call someone ugly, but you get the point of the video, right? It's a video of a guy who's maybe not the most attractive, right? And then it cuts to a second clip of, you'll see here, someone who is very attractive. Now, if they just posted this video, just the video itself without the text, it wouldn't go viral. What made this video go viral was the actual content of what made up, like what was the video about? It was the text here, right? By the way, I'd really appreciate if you just drop a like on this video. I put a lot of effort into it, and also subscribe while you're at it. Really appreciate that. And yes, I am doing this so the video gets more views. Complete transparency. But anyway, so the actual content of the video itself is the text here. And so think about it. If you take that text and then copy that text into your own video, what's going to happen, right? You're not just going to download the video and just repost it without making your own changes. What I would do is, and what we did on this account is, okay, we take the idea. What do you like about women, their personality and their smile, blah, 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 blah. So we'd copy that text word for word. But this clip of this ugly guy, we'd replace it with a clip of, for example, another ugly guy, right? Just some other random ugly guy. Then the second part of the video cuts to like an attractive guy, right? We're still copying the same exact text, but the actual clip, we replace it with a video of a different attractive guy, right? So that's kind of how we go about repurposing the content. So we go through other pages. We look like, okay, for example, let's find another one which did very well for this account, right? So for example, this one. Okay, maybe that one's not a Looks Maxing video, so we won't use that one. But if we'll look through like another one, for example. Okay, this one, for example, 357,000 views, right? Compared to his other videos, that's very well. So we'll look on this one, and we watch the video. Okay, it's a picture of Chico Luchowski, who's he's a Looks Maxing model, and it says, "Don't compare this." And then I'm assuming with this, right? So it cuts to a different one, right? So for something like that, right, you could just very easily recreate that. So for example, maybe the first one, right, you copy the first part here, you copy this first aspect of the video, right? So you copy this first aspect of the video where, you know, it's a clip of a picture of a model and it says, "Don't compare this." Maybe you just use a different model, right? So maybe you search up like attractive male models. And by the way, if you're a guy, don't do that because it's pretty gay, but that was a joke. But you get the point, right? Just search up like for another one. Maybe you just find, you know, this guy, right? Or I think that's actually the same guy. Maybe not. But, you know, find like a different attractive male model, right? And then you go here, right? And you just replace these images with that guy instead, right? And then you put the text over it. Same exact text. The same content idea of the video is the same. If it did well for this account, it's going to do well for you. I can't guarantee it, but there's like a 99% chance it's going to do well for you. And the proof is it's done well for me. The proof of this account, of the account I'm showing you now, Buy Potentials, how well it's done. So what we do is we go through Looks Maxing pages, ones like this, other pages like this maybe, and you can basically just go through their videos. So you see like maybe this video did well, or maybe like, you know, this video over here did well. And then maybe you save the video. So what we do is we save the video, and we do that with a bunch of accounts. And by the end of it, we have like a huge folder of like 20 to 50 videos saved there, which we can then go and just repurpose and kind of like put into our own style almost, right? But the actual content idea of it is basically the same, right? So that's where's my Pinterest account? So that's the main reason that this account has done so well, right? That's the number one reason is we've done what's already worked for other people, right? So that's the main reason. Other thing is we've for the most part been pretty consistent. So this is something I need to work on myself. Like I said, if you look at my account, I'm in high school. I got bunch of other stuff I do, extracurricular activities. So I don't actually have much time to make a ton of posts. So you'll see my posting is inconsistent. But I do say all the time, Instagram algorithm highly favors consistency. So when you're posting, like, it doesn't really matter how many you post per day. Don't post too many, don't spam it, but and the main point is, like, for example, if you're posting one, try to post one every day, right? Instead of like one over here and then you randomly do one like 5 weeks later and you do one like a week and a half, 2 weeks later. Try to be consistent with the posting. That's like the main thing, is the main thing which will help your account to do. So that's the first thing, is the main thing is consistency, right? But like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, because I know there's like a lot of gurus online when it comes to posting. Like, you have to post at this specific time in the morning. And by the way, if you want to know the specific time, I have like a $5 PDF which you can buy, which tells you the specific time. I'm not gonna sit here and just lie to you just to try and like squeeze some $5 out of you. Just being honest, the time you're posting and stuff like that really doesn't matter. And so we don't have like a consistent time really that we're posting here. We're just trying to be consistent. Instagram algorithm does care about consistency. One of the other main things that has helped this account to go so viral and do really well is that in our videos, you'll see here, so for example, like in this video and pretty much all of our videos, we tell people to read the caption. Now you're like, how does them reading the caption make the video go viral? Right? Well, let's look at it, right? We say, okay, after 3 weeks, read caption. Don't worry, I'm not going to sell you a course. Right? And so I say, here is the detail. Ever heard of a maxillar exercise? Probably not. It's an unfamous method that only a select few know about. It's hard to explain in the caption or in text. I have a complete PDF, and it's free. Not going to charge you. Get the point, right? It's just a caption. And you're like, how does this get the video more views? This gets the video more views because one of the main statistics which Instagram cares about is the watch time of your video. So like, if your video is 10 seconds long, how much of that video are people watching, right? Now, here's the thing. When we tell people at the end of the video, read the caption, they've already watched pretty much all of the video, right? So let's say the video is this long, right? They're watching the video, and then boom, right here, it tells them to read the caption pretty much right before the video ends. So now they're here. What do? They go click on the video, they read the caption. Here's where the magic happens. While they're reading the caption, the video is still looping and just playing over and over and over and over again in the background. So let's say the video is this long, they watch it, here they read the caption. While they're reading it, the video is just playing again. So they watch 100% of it. Boom, watch 200% of it. Boom, watch 300. Like, sometimes it's like 300% that people watch, right? They just watch the video over and over and over again. So the average view duration is not like 50%, which is like what most people have. For us, it's like over 100. It's like 150 to like 200% sometimes on some of our videos. It's like insane stuff, right? And so our videos just get pushed out crazy like that because people are reading the caption. So if you tell them and you have a call to action, like, this is why I always tell people, don't just tell people click the link in your bio if you're promoting something directly, because it actually drops off your watch time because people are leaving the video. Instead, tell them to read the caption and then tell them to click the link in the bio, because gets you a lot more watch time than telling them to click the link in the bio or something like that. So that's another, like, that's like a simple kind of hack which can really greatly increase your views. So now that we've talked a little bit about the posting, we also do like content strategy and stuff like that. But those are like some main gists which you can apply to your account of why this account has done so well. Now I want to talk about something really cool, right? So we just took a look at the account. Now here's the thing, by the way, if you're interested, I have a $39 course on how to grow your account, but I'm not going to ask you for $39 for it. I'm going to give it to you for entirely free. Not even joking. If you stick around to the end of this video, I'll give you my full Instagram growth guide for completely free. Usually charge $39 for it, but I'll give it to you for free at the end of the video. So now, how do we plan to monetize my potentials? Now, just so you can understand, we've only just started kind of like monetizing or driving traffic with it, like literally like 2 or 3 days ago. And the reason I wanted to make this video now is because I want to kind of document the process. So I'm making the video now of what our plan is, and then in like a month or 2 months from now, I'm going to make a video showing you the results, right? So subscribe so you don't miss that, by the way. But I'm going to show you the plan right now, and then in a couple months, I'm going to show you the results. So this is kind of like my thought process behind it, right? So let's take a look at how we plan to monetize it. Let's take a look at the monetization real quick. By the way, as you can tell, I have the most artistic slides on YouTube. Just incredibly beautiful text on the screen there. But let's take a look at the how we're monetizing this. So how are we monetizing this? We're monetizing it with digital products, right? Now, we're not doing what most accounts do. I say this, if you watch my videos, I say this all the time. A huge mistake people make with their accounts, I made this mistake when I was starting out, is that with their accounts, they try to sell a digital product directly. So they try to go straight from the Instagram videos that they're posting, straight to a place where they're selling a digital product. The reason this doesn't work is because you haven't built a relationship with these people. They have no trust with you. They don't know who you are. They're coming from like a 30-second video. They're not going to go from a 10, 15-second video of Instagram where they don't even see your face, right? It's faceless, right? They're not just going to go from that suddenly to a point where like, yeah, I trust this guy so much that I'm going to whip out my credit card info or go find it in the next room, come back here, enter the information, and then purchase from this guy. It's not going to work like that. You have to build a relationship with these people first. And so what we're doing with our digital product is we're not selling them directly. We're first giving them like a free guide, a free little thing kind of to nurture them. Think about it like, for example, if you go to Costco, right? Boom, boom, boom. Man, I need to get this brain right out of my head. If you go to those who know, if you know, you know. But if you go to Costco, right? When you go to Costco, a lot of the time, you don't just buy the product directly, right? Sometimes you do, right? If you're buying something like flour or like eggs or something that you know is just something simple, you've bought it 100 times, you're going to buy it. But for something new, right, which maybe you don't really know what it is, maybe you don't really trust it as much, right? Like, for example, you're in Costco and you see on the shelves that there's like a new chips flavor or a new cookies that you want to buy. You shouldn't be eating that because it's going to make you fat, by the way. I'm low-key kind of fat, so I don't know where to talk, but you get the point, right? If you're going to try like this new cookie flavor, which you've never tried before, what do they have there at Costco? They have a sample that you can try, like this little piece of the cookie which you can try. Maybe you're not ready to fully commit for the whole thing. Maybe you don't trust that specific brand of chips or that new product which you're selling at Costco. So you're not ready to buy it yet, but you try the little flavor there or the little sample that they're going to give you, and they're like, "Ooh, that was really good. Now I want the full thing." So that's what we're doing here. We're giving them a little bit of free value, a little bit of like a free little guide we're giving them, and they're saying, "Hey, if you like that, we have way more of that here, which you can pay for us, right?" So first we're giving them a free thing. It builds trust, builds a relationship. They understand what's going on, and it also gives us an opportunity to like sell them onto the paid stuff, right? It's hard to where we're basically buying our time, so we have more time to fully explain to them everything that they're going to get, right? So basically we do that in a community, right? The other analogy I always use is like, if you try to sell people on a digital product directly, I use this analogy all the time if you watch my videos. It's like going up to a girl who you've never talked to before, never met her before, you just saw her once, saw she was attractive, and you go up and ask her to marry you. She's going to say no, right? Because you haven't built a relationship with her first. You haven't nurtured, right? What you do is, right, you go up, you get her phone number, you text her a couple days later, like, "Yo, me and the guys are going out, you should come hang out with us," take her on a few dates. You lead up, you build a relationship before you get to that point, right? Instead of just directly going for the sale or going for the close, right? Like on Instagram here. So this is what we set up here. Now, I've set this up completely for him, right? So I'm helping him with his page. I created all of this, right? So I set up his community for him. It can be a little bit complicated, so I was like, okay, I'll just do this for you. I created these pictures, very simple. I did them. You could do your own pictures like this on Canva or something like that. But I created the pictures, created the about page. Now, I've created a lot of digital product offers, just a lot of offers in general, right? So I understand like what goes into making an offer which people really, really want, right? And so I'm going to show you something here which is going to blow your mind, right? Just so you understand, the average conversion rates, right? So you have 100 people go into your page. How many of them actually sign up? The average conversion rates on a community like this across the platform, right, is 25%. So keep that in mind. You want to know what the conversion rate is for this? I'll show you right now, right? If we go to settings and we go to dashboard on the group, 84%, right? I didn't freeze, right? Even me, I'm shocked at this myself, right? 84% is unheard of, right? Like that is literally like insane, right? That's like, I'm not even joking, that might be one of the highest conversion rates in the entire world for a community on school. Like 84%, that's almost 100% of people who go to your page sign up. When on average for most people, like most people get like 10 to 20%. Right, we're over here balling with 85%, and we haven't even put a video up here, right? This is just like, I only created this, we only created this like a day and a half ago, right? 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago, but you get the point, very new. Haven't even created the video for this. Once I create the video for this, this is going to be at like, freaking like 99% conversion rate, right? It's unheard of. So I absolutely cooked with an offer here for this page, right? Because a big thing with digital products and offers and stuff like that of what you're trying to sell to people, a lot of people, like, they'll try digital product and it's like, it doesn't work for them. And they're like, oh, digital products just don't work. I'm never going to do a digital product again. Digital products are trash. They're not a good way of monetizing your page. That's like, for example, if I give you some food, right? Like, let's say, for example, I give you some really, really crappy food. Like, let's say, for example, I give you, I don't know, like a piece of bread, which is like really hard. Let's just say it tastes really, really, really bad. You don't like it, right? And you're like, you try the food, you're like, okay, you know what? I'm never gonna eat a slice of bread again. Like, I just hate bread. I'm never gonna eat bread again. It's like, okay, not every bread tastes the same, right? You can have bread which is really, really, really good. You really like it. You could also have bread which is really, really bad. So don't get this misconception that like all digital products don't work, or like, I'm never gonna eat bread again. Like, okay, you could create a really good digital product, you can create a really bad one, right? So there's a lot that goes into it, right? If you want me to create your own digital product for you, by the way, stick around to the end of the video. But I mean, just freaking look at that number. I'm so proud of that number that I was able to get that. 84% is unheard of, right? So we got an 84% conversion rate there. And so people join the community, they sign up. And so what they get basically is they get a community. Now, this is like next level nurture, right? This is like next level nurture. I say that you have to build trust with people, nurture them and stuff. And so in the community, by the way, we get their emails. So if you watch my videos on newsletters, we're still sending out emails to them. But the other thing we're doing is, you'll see here, we're nurturing them inside of the community. So I'll create, for example, create a post like this, right? Like the importance of your eye area. And then I just say, for example, I constantly say this, out of your whole face, the eye area is probably the most important. For example, just look at Chico, put some pictures. That's a model, by the way, with a good versus bad eye area. Him with a bad eye area looks like a regular guy, right? What do you think makes a good eye area? Let me know in the comments. And so what we're doing here, we're engaging with people, right? So they're like, wow, I'm actually getting to talk to this guy. I'm actually getting to message this, even if it's just an account, they feel very connected to you, right? So, and it's not just connection to you, it's also connection to all these other people. So you're creating like, engagement and conversations going on in the comments. Other members in the community are making their own posts. Hey, I want to gain some weight and make an aesthetic physique. Give me some tips. And so, people who are in the comments are like, hey man, I think this is how I can help you out. People making posts like this, how to mute with a asymmetrical face, right? And so this is like the next level, right? Because if you try to, nurturing people is good, right? Like just nurturing them one-to-one where it's like you and them is good. And it totally works incredibly well. That's actually what I do with a lot of my stuff, right? I just nurture them one-to-one. But nurturing them where you have a group nurturing, right? They don't just feel connected to you. They also feel connected to all these other people inside of the community, right? So they feel connected to, for example, Max. Jaden feels connected to Max, right? Because Max left a comment on his post and maybe he replied to his comment and maybe he feels engaged with him. Maybe he feels connected to this guy and this guy and this guy. So they're not only getting to know you, they're also getting to know other people in the community, right? So that's the first thing. It's like, it's the ultimate, it's just like next level nurture, right? It's like freaking insane nurture there. You can also put like posts like this, and people are like, wow, people are getting results in this thing. I mean, even this guy, the community is only like 3 days old. We literally just launched it. But you get the point there, right? Very, very good form of nurture people. Now, the main thing which we're giving them, which we're promising them, is the classroom section, right? And this is where they're going to get like the guides and stuff, right? And so they're going to get the guides of, Start Here course. Basically, they just get 2 free courses. And by the way, we're going to add more, which I'll explain in a second. But first of all, they get a Start Here course. Now, in this Start Here course, this is where they get just very simple videos, right? So I'll show you the video editing style just so you can kind of see. It's a very similar style across all the videos, which we give them, right? So these videos, by the way, like I said, I literally created this entire community for him. I set up, edited the videos and stuff, so he doesn't even have to worry about that, right? Because he tried a digital product before, and he pumped a bunch of traffic, but made no money with it, right? Because he had such low conversion rates. Like, he was getting like 20% conversion rate. I went and created a product for him, freaking 80% conversion rate. Like, I'm just genuinely so happy about that. You can see I get really passionate about this stuff. But you'll see the video style. I'll just play this one as an example for you. Let me make myself smaller real quick. There we go.
Welcome to the Buy Potentials community. This is the first step in your journey to becoming more attractive and leveling up. In Buy Potentials, you'll find the best look-maxing techniques on the internet, showing you exactly what to do step by step. Here you'll find a community of other looks maxers, full courses, and so much more. For now, move on to the next video in the introduction course.
All right, so you get the point. sorry if the audio, I don't know, sometimes it doesn't play the audio from the videos, but that's all the videos are there in the Start Here course. Now, the Start Here course is just there to kind of just welcome them into the community, just nurture them, kind of show them what's going on inside of here, how to make a post, how to leave a comment, like very practical stuff, how to actually use it. It also, just kind of like to welcome them in, right? It's called onboarding people, right? And so the point of this, all right, is not to have like a super long course that they have to consume. You'll actually see here, the Start Here course is really, really, really short. 25-second video. They can literally watch it in about 20 seconds, right? Step 1, 1 minute and 20-second video, right? The next one isn't even a video, so they consume this in like 30 seconds. And then here, this is another 30-second video, right? So they can literally finish the entire Start Here course in less than 5 minutes. And this is a huge mistake, which I see so many people making. And I made the same mistake myself so many times, right? And the mistake is that people just overwhelm when it comes to, like, for example, when you're offering the free thing or stuff like that, people overwhelm them so much with just way too much stuff, right? And you'd actually be surprised. Even in, for example, there's I've sold like people on like some very expensive courses, right? So like I, for example, help people out for $899 on a sale. I've helped other people for some pretty high prices, right? Even for these people who have paid me in the past, like high prices for me to help them or for the course or anything like that, like I go through and I check, okay, how many of the videos has this person actually watched? These people are watching like maybe 2 or 3 videos and they're not even watching the rest. And I'm like, dude, like, yeah, it's like at first I was like, what the heck, dude? Like, are you finding everything fine? You want me to like help you out? Maybe, for me to give you your money back, a refund? Like, is everything okay? And he's like, yeah, like everything's fine, right? Like, I just don't watch the videos as much. I just prefer, because the videos are just a lot for me to watch, a lot for me to consume. I just prefer kind of, asking you questions about it and stuff like that, right? Maybe DMing me or asking stuff in the community. And so I was like, wow, like it completely. And then after that, I went through and I looked at like all the other people who maybe, bought digital products, bought courses from me. I'd helped out and stuff like that. And it's like, I look through all of this and I'm like, dude, these people are watching like 20% of the entire course. And they're literally paying for it. They're paying for it and they're not even watching it. I know even myself, there's a course / mentorship kind of thing that I'm paying for. I pay about $600 a month for it. And even inside of there, I'm not even joking, I haven't even watched a single video in the course. Right? I've just messaged the guy for help, like every now and then. That's it. So don't overwhelm them with like too much, especially when it's free. Again, this is like in Costco. They just give you a little sample just for you to consume it, kind of get a taste. You're like, wow, this is really nice. I want more of this, right? So don't overwhelm it. Don't make the course too long, right? If someone asked you, for example, would you rather have 500 pounds of random rocks from the side of the street, it's worth $10,000, or would you rather have this small diamond worth $10,000? They're both worth the same amount of money, 500-pound bag of rocks or a small little diamond. You take the small little diamond, right? Why? Because it's not about how much value you give, it's about value per unit of time. So if it's a video, it's about value per second, right? So if you have a video which is 50 minutes, that video becomes so much more valuable if you can take all that same information and compress it into a 5-minute video, because it's easier for people to consume, right? Like I said, you'd rather have the small diamond than a huge bag of rocks. So anyways, we give them the Start Here course, and then we give them the Looks, Max, and Basics course. By the way, again, I really appreciate if you drop a like on this video, because there's like put a ton of effort into this. But the Looks, Max, and Basics course, now this is where you give them 3 actionable steps they could do today to instantly improve their looks. So when I was thinking about this, right, what I was thinking about was, okay, if you look at the looks maxing thing, right? So if you don't know what looks maxing is, right? A lot of the techniques in looks maxing is like, okay, mewing. So mewing, for example, I sound like a looks maxing expert, obviously because I'm the most attractive guy in the world, right? As you can see, just a joke, but you get the point, right? Actually, he is looking kind of sharp, but you get anyway. So, dang, okay, that's actually not bad at all. But point is though, a lot of the things when it comes to looks maxing, like the techniques and stuff which people teach, it's like, for example, mewing. If you're mewing and trying to like get a better jawline, you're not going to see results in like a week. It's literally going to take like months, like 5 or 6 months to even start to see results, right? So when people join a free community or you give them this free lead magnet, you don't want to make them wait to get these results. You want to get them quick wins, right? They get a quick little win, even if it's just a tiny little thing. They're like, wow, like I'm actually doing this. I'm making progress, right? They're seeing results that they're getting, right? So for example, maybe like if you're, let's say for example that you're teaching, maybe for example you're teaching people how to lose weight, right? Like you're selling a course on fat loss, on how to lose fat in like 90 days or whatever your course is, but you're teaching people how to lose fat. Maybe that first win is the first thing they do when they get in is, okay, I want you to go through your pantry and your fridge, and I want you to look for all these foods. And if you find these foods, get rid of them. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to do a pantry clean out, or a kitchen clean out, where you clean out all the junk food from your kitchen. All right, that's something which like they can see instant results, right? Their fridge can go from having friggin' chips and Uncrustables to suddenly having bananas and ground beef, right? It's like a quick thing they can get results. So like, wow, I'm actually making change. I'm actually making progress. And that absolutely changes the rates of how many people actually stick with what you're doing, or stick with, with what if they're actually going to stick with it and do it, and actually if they're going to, not just watch a quick video and they kind of give up later, right? Because you're getting that first win. And so it's like, for example, if you're like, their first win can't be lose 5 pounds, because they can't lose 5 pounds in a week. They can't lose 5 pounds in a day. That's going to take months for them to do, right? So what I specifically did with this Looks Maxing one was in the Looks Maxing Basics course, the introduction one, which they're going to get this one for entirely free. This one is not going to be there for them to do like long term. This one is just teaching them simple techniques which they can make like quick changes on, right? So for example, the first video is eye area maxing. So it's teaching them, okay, this video is going to teach you how you can maximize your eye area. And what I teach here in the video, which I made the whole thing, by the way, the video just breaks down, okay, what you can do with your eye is you can grow your eyebrows out. Like you can make your eyebrows thicker, and you can use this growth serum, which will get you results it gets some results in about a week. But also one of the quick things they can do here is they can shave their eyebrows, right, and like shape them correctly. So that's like a very, very quick thing they can do, right? And they can just do that by literally taking a razor, boom, 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 and then 10 seconds later their eyebrow shape has changed. Boom, they just took their first step in progress. They just took their first win. The other thing which it teaches them in here is like squinting, right? So I'm like, okay, well, if you squint, your eye area will become more attractive, right? But it's just very like, it still goes into detail about it, right? It breaks down like the bone structure of your eyes and stuff like that. But the point is the actual actionable steps which you're taking, they should be able to see results within like, you want to have some which they can see results instantly, like literally like right away pretty much. And then you also want like a result maybe which they could get in like a week or like 2 weeks, right? So they get something in a day and they're like, wow, I'm really motivated to do this. And then that motivation kind of takes place over the span of a week, and they do this other thing for like a week or a couple weeks, which you see results with. So that's like the really advanced way of how you want to set it up. And for example, you see the second video is like neck maxing. So how they can like thicken their neck to make themselves look more masculine and more attractive. And so this is like something which they could see results in within like 2 or 3 weeks, right? So it's a little bit longer. And then skincare maxing. I haven't made the video for that one yet, but this is something they could see results with in about, let's say like, or actually no, I actually switched this. It's not skincare maxing, it's haircut maxing. So like I said, haircut maxing. You could go to the barber and 30 minutes later walk out with a brand new haircut, right? You see instant results within 30 minutes, literally. So that's kind of how we set up the Start Here course, right? And now, how are we actually going to make money from this, right? Because this is great, right? We're nurturing people. They're in here for free, but they're not paying us. How are we making the money? First way is that we're going to sell courses to them, right? So we're going to sell individual courses. So, for example, these are the basic ones, but we'll see like, okay, you can add a new course here, and what you can do is you can do a buy now. So it says members pay a one-time price to unlock. So like I showed you earlier, this course, which I showed you as example here, this is what it will look like. Pardon me. This is what it'll look like for them. Unlocked for $39. So it's a price where they just pay it one time and they unlock it forever. That's basically how it works. And so with this price here, the one-time payment, we're going to have more in-depth courses. So like fully in-depth, like it's going to go into a lot more specific detail, which people will have. And those ones will sell one time. So we'll have like, for example, a full in-depth one on your jawline and how to maximize your jawline. We'll have another full in-depth one on how to increase your testosterone. We'll have maybe another full in-depth one on how to increase your height. Those are just examples I'm spinning off the top of my head, but you get the point. More in-depth ones there, which they can purchase from us from like $9 to maybe $30 is kind of like the range we'll sell them at. The other way, okay, which we're monetizing, is what I would consider pretty genius and is like an underrated method, which I do not see enough people taking advantage for. you need to understand this principle in business before I explain this next way, because this next way we're going to monetize, which I'm going to show you, is going to blow your mind, right? But you need to understand this principle. If I, for example, am a salesman and I'm trying to sell something to you, it's a lot easier for me to convince you, right? So let's say I'm trying to convince you of something, convince you to buy something. It's a lot easier for me to get you to buy something which isn't mine. So for example, let's say that like I'm a physical trainer at a gym, right? And you're super fat, you're super obese, and of course, Mark Vine, the guy with the most perfect physique in the entire world, is here to show you how to get a good physique. That was a joke for anyone who can't tell sarcasm, by the way. I'm here to show you how to get a physique, right? So I'm your personal trainer. We're in the gym. It's a lot easier for me to sell you a supplement, right? Like I say, okay, you want to lose weight? You really need this supplement. Than it is for me to sell you, hey, you want to lose weight? You need to buy my course, right? Because first of all, it's just the first of all, the way in which you're selling them, right? So if you're selling like, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, instantly people in their natural subconscious mind, this happens all the time, they instantly kind of put up this wall guard of like, okay, he's trying to sell me something. And then you have to go through this whole process of like, you have to convince them and, basically the whole sales process and nurture them and that kind of stuff, right? Which you could easily do, right? But you do have to like build some trust there. On the other hand, if I say to you, hey, so you want to know what could help you lose weight really quickly, which has worked for me. This thing called creatine. It's really, really good. And you're like, oh, creatine, huh? That's interesting. I think I'll use that maybe. Where could I get that? Oh, you could get one on Amazon. I'll actually show you the one that I use. This is the one that I use. I use it. It's really good. You're like, oh, you use it? Oh, okay. And well, it worked for you. Pretty good, right? So let me use it as well. You see how it's a much more easier frame for me to convince you to buy something which I used, which isn't necessarily my own thing, than it is for me to get you to buy one of my own, like my course or my own product, which I'm trying to sell you, right? And first of all, it's because of the frame, and then also because of the trust, right? So what we're doing here, you'll see in the video, right? So for example, this video, eye area maxing. I said in the video, okay, you want to have a more attractive eye area, you need to have thicker and darker eyebrows, and so you need to get an eyebrow growth serum, which is like an oil you apply to your eyebrows to help you to grow your eyebrows faster. Then I say in the video, hey, I took the one which I found the cheapest one on Amazon, and I linked it below this video. You'll see here, it says, once you're done watching the video, get your hair growth serum here by clicking here. Takes them to Amazon, and you'll see here, $14. They can get this. It's like a oil which they put on their eyebrows, and then it helps them to grow their eyebrows faster, right? Now, how do I make the money from that? Well, I get an affiliate commission every time that somebody buys this through the link. So when someone watches the video, like I said, it's so easy for me to convince them, hey, you really need this thing, right? And I can talk about like the scientific reasons of why it works and all this kind of stuff. And I tell them, hey, if you want it, go down below this video and you could get it down below this video. And then that's where we will get an affiliate commission from Amazon because we're affiliating this product, right? And it's so nice because we don't have to worry about shipping, sending out products. We literally just create the course once, and this is just going to create sales for us on autopilot. And these people worry about the sales, the customer satisfaction, shipping out the product, stuff like that. We don't have to worry about a thing when it comes to that. It's just literally just passive income because we create the course once, people naturally watch it, and then they just go and buy the stuff, right? And so you'll see I did it with the iMaxing one. I did it with the next maxing one. They have something they could buy here. I'm not going to do it with the hair maxing one when I have it because you don't want to have it in every single one. And I'm going to have it too there. And these are very cheap things, just $12. The other thing is like I said, dude, part of the reason like it's going to be so much easier to get sales on these products is because like buying something from Amazon, everyone's bought something from Amazon before, right? They know Amazon. They know, okay, I order on Amazon. I'm going to get my product within like 2 days from now, or a day from now, or even the same day sometimes on Amazon. So it's a lot easier to also get someone to buy on a platform where they've already bought for. Like it's like the conversion rates will just like triple 4x sometimes when it's this much of a difference on this platform versus another platform they haven't bought for before, right? Their card is already saved here. Maybe they already have a gift card. There's like so many ways, better ways they can monetize it here, right? So, pardon me, got a little little cold on my nose. But so that's the classroom, right? That's the first way we're monetizing, and then the second way is with the individual courses we sell. Now, they are going to in the future we are going to look like to maybe opening a second like premium private community, which we can funnel them into and stuff like that. But for now, this is just the way we're doing it. We're going to do this for the next like month or so, couple months, just to kind of get a system going, make some money with the sales here. And stuff like that before we shift or try to change it or anything like that. So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I paused it there because I forgot what I was gonna say, and I didn't want to like leave you sitting here staring at my face. But anyways, yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, so you can see here though, 80 freaking percent, 85. It just went up a whole percent since the last time, right? Since we just at the beginning of the video, so 85% conversion rate. Now, let's go back to the slides here because I do have like one more thing to talk about. Oh, and by the way, that's what I was going to say. So I forgot to mention this this system which I'm showing you here. I've done the exact same system with my page. Sell like a product, a community product for it, and this product just last month alone. This is like pretty much passive income. So this is just one revenue stream from my page, right? Which is pretty much passive income. I made about $6.2 thousand from just this one digital product alone in sales, and then on top of that, I made about $1.2 thousand in affiliates. So, like I was saying, the affiliates like this, I wasn't doing it for physical products. I was doing it for something else, like for editing tools and stuff like that. But yeah, about $7,000 in a month just from one digital product on this page, right? And that's recurring revenue, by the way. So, by the way, if you want to, you can check. You can see these are some of my payouts from January, and then I have some other payouts in a different area here. But just to show you this stuff, like legit does work. So, like I said, now I am gonna have a. Thank you. First of all, I want to thank you so much for sticking around for a 55-minute video. I really, really appreciate you sticking around if you're watching this. And I do have an offer for you if you're interested. So first of all, I'll leave 2 links in the bio. The first link will be you can get this course for entirely free. So if you're not ready to buy something from me or pay me or anything like that, you don't trust me enough, you can go get it for free, right? No worries. And just send it all for you. Second of all, though, if you really, really want my help, right, you want like some personal mentorship from me, like, for example, how I'm personally mentoring, his name is Summit, by the way, he's from India. For example, like how I'm personally mentoring him, then I will have a second link in the bio. It's going to be paid, and it is pretty expensive, but it is my personal mentorship, so you can pretty much get guaranteed results. And there's like, right now it's only 6 people in the personal mentorship. The people have 50,000 followers, 210,000 followers. I obviously have 300,000 followers on my page. Summit has 37,000 followers. And then Ashmal has 112,000 followers. So Alex also has 236,000 followers. So you see like pretty much everyone in there, very big accounts. Jason just started monetizing his page recently. He's at like $600 to $700 a week now already. He just started recently. So yeah, if you want to, the top link in the bio will be for completely free stuff. You get my free guide. The second link in the bio will be for some paid stuff if you want it. And it'll be about personal mentorship. If not, see you in the next video or wherever I catch you later. Really hope you found this video valuable. See you in the next video for sure. Peace out and have a good rest of your day.